Go. So 11:1. Word problems. So Pam Pam requires 3 hours to swim 15 miles downstream. All right, and the return trip upstream is 5 hours. Okay, those are the key things that we want to know. So I'm going to say that we'll make P equal to Pam's average speed. And we're going to make C equal to the current, okay? All right, so if it takes her 3 hours to go 15 miles downstream, that means the current's with her because the return trip took 5 hours. That means the current's against her. So for her to go downstream, it would be her average speed plus the current, because it's helping her, and they went 15 miles. Good? Then the return trip is her speed minus the current. Minus the current to go the 15 miles. Okay? Now, we've got one more thing in here. We have 5 hours and 3 hours. So her speed times that amount of hours, because remember, rate times time equals my distance. So that's her time, that's her rate, and there's my distance. So I need to multiply the bottom by the 5 hours. Does that make sense? All right, so let's distribute. So I'm going to have 3P plus 3C equals 15, and 5P minus 5C equals 15. Good. Okay. Is there a different way I could have handled that? No, that's okay.
Can I say it?
Yeah.
You could have divided like the first one by 3 and then the second one by 5.
If I divide both sides by 3, I get 5 plus C equals 5. And if I divide both sides by 5, I get P minus C is equal to 3, which makes it super duper easy because now my C's automatically cancel out. Are y'all with me?
But how would that work?
Because if I have 3 times P plus C equals 15, and I divide both sides by 3, because whatever I do to one side, I can do to the other side, my 3's cancel, and I'm left with P plus C, and then 15 divided by 3 is 5.
So people see.
Okay? So now when I solve my system, I'm going to get 2P is equal to 8, and so her speed is 4. If I wanted to do it like that, that would mean I would have to multiply this top one by 5 and the bottom one by 3. And yeah, I can do that. Meyer. Sure. Hey, Kim, phone for you. All right, so when I distributed that way, I would have gotten 15P plus 15C equals 75.
Okay.
And then 15P minus 15C equals 45. So my C's cancel. I get 30P is equal
Okay,
to
thank you.
120. And so P still is equal to 4. Either way is going to work. Okay? All right, now if I put P into one of the equations, so P plus C equals 5, so 4 plus C equals 5, so my current speed's 1. Good? Better? All right, ready for the second one?
Yep.
Okay. Movie theater charges $9 for adults and $7 for senior citizens on a day when 325 paid for an admission. Total receipts were $24.95. All right. A equals adults. S equals senior citizens. Good? I know this is my price for adults and that's my price for senior citizens, and that's how much money got taken in. So that's kind of a relationship. So I'm going to keep that on deck. And then on that same day, I know there was 300 tickets sold. So the number of my adults plus the number of my senior citizens were 325. Good about that? Okay, now do the money one. So if I had 9 times the number of adult tickets I had, and I had 7 times the number of seniors I had, my total income would have been $24.95. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so you want to solve for A or S? Okay. So we're eliminating A or eliminating A? Eliminating A. So I'm going to multiply this one by -9, and I'll get -9A minus 9S is equal to negative, what's 325 times 9? Am I got a calculator handy? Perfect. And when I add them together, I'm going to get -2S is equal to 430, or -430. And so S is going to be 215. So they sold 215. And so A plus 215 equals 325. So A is going to be 110.